numbers also be to me actually watching. Now let's go to the African proverbs for this morning. The one who has health, has hope. And the one who has hope has everything. The one who has health has hope. The one who has hope has everything. Across Africa, health is viewed as a foundation upon which all dreams are built. A healthy farmer can cultivate the land. A healthy teacher can educate the next generation. And a healthy nation can pursue development. When health systems fail, hope diminishes. Today, our health workers, wellness and public policy all points to one trust, investing in health and investing in the future. That is what we are looking at. 0537158638 is the numbers. You can share your thought with us this morning on African Proverbs as well. So just gone by is the African Proverbs. 0537158638 is the numbers. You can also share your thoughts with us this morning. 0537158638 is the number. Today, like I said, we have a packed house. From wellness to the politics to the national thanksgiving and prayer. We'll be having the PRO of the Catholic Bishop Conferences in studio to have a conversation with us. We'll also be having members from the representatives from the ruling National Democratic Congress and then the opposition New Patriotic Party also coming in. So those are the things. Monshanon so and then the incomodi no a dose no you better drink bebre ofia. It's yes say obetem kuchu. Now also do I drink afa 0537158638 0537158638. A story that came in this morning. Public criticism over the decision to name the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Oklu, as the country's best performing minister has continued to grow following recent flooding incident in parts of Accra. The controversy deepened after the presidency distanced itself from the award, stressing the recognition was the work of a private organization, not an official government assessment of ministerial performance. The president, remember, has said that his CEOs, his ministers should shun away from those awards, the best this, the best that, the best that. But in your own estimation, who is your best minister? Your own estimation. You can call me and tell me, I believe that this minister is my best minister. Be it from the regional ministers, be it from the sector ministry, be a CEO, you can call us and you share your thoughts with us. In 30 seconds, you call and say that, I believe it's this person. We judge performance, not public anger. Big event, Ghana's Prince Emake on Linda Oklu Award. See the areas that will be affected by ECG's planned maintenance. Today, June 9th, we'll bring you that. Also, building demolition after structural failure raises safety concerns. Meanwhile, Linda Oklu says the best regional minister award reflects her performance. Patients stranded at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital as doctors and nurses protest CEO suspension. But the CEO has also come out to tell the workers to go back whilst negotiation continue. 4 tanker tipper trucks clash, sparks fatal fire on Accra Tema motorway. The CEO appeals to striking staff to resume work despite suspension. Police launch investigation into the killing of a 36-year-old man in Nkwanta South. Gold extends falls on the rising treasury yields. But I believe that when it comes to tourism, Ghana is failing to sell the Ghanaian to the rest of the world by taking advantage of the FIFA World Cup, the Mondial, a golden opportunity to sell tourism, art, and culture to the world. We should take advantage of that. It's never too late to organize something, to shred around and get our people to go watch. We can do fun game centers. Don't forget, we also be having some fun game centers. Once it's confirmed, we'll tell you where to watch the World Cup with us here at Nungua at Dogono. Something special is coming your way, so don't just run off. Meanwhile, Santua Oil Refinery is a catalyst for industrial development, according to Trade Minister. CD remains under pressure despite the BOG's intervention, $1 going for 12 Ghana cedis, 40 pesos at the Forest Bureau. Goldfields reaffirms commitment to digital supply chain and local content at Wempex. T-bill auctions Ghana exceeds 11.9%, but interest rate surge. 0537158638 numbers are also between the wide range afaso and pay any attrition common and very simple. I buy and a supporters and World Cup nana and I am fiscal and share at the from. Well, there's time to come. There's always time, the time to come, because the future is coming. Be good to it now, because you will be part of it very soon. Otutu nyamegu gatem na o choki gates no onu nsuo na watu sachet na to kwan wanu bottle water no we dey bottle na to gatem. These are all contributing factor. Until na choke gates. Your flooding in Accra is just human-centered flooding. Sanitation is a poor or greater Accra region across the entire country. Again, no see a meno to for the no see a I bet me a sock Sania Mayano. I mean to unkano pay 053-715-8638. A number, sir, also bet to me the Wajintre Afaso. Bet me the Wajintre Afaso and the Anope by NTO 053-715-8638. A numbers by Anton Kansasia. It's now the time to do the front banner. Front banner near Ediabe Trigger. Should government continue funding supporter travel to major international tournaments over the years as we prepare for the future tournament? Competition questions arise about whether taxpayers' money should be used for supporter travel. What is my opinion? Ebeka say per head we will spend roughly $11,000. Per head nipa baako sie de no kwa sika ebe bo wɔ nipa baako no no yɛmfa nipa dodoɔ no nkwa na yɛmfa kakra bi nkɔ selected few and corporate entities so emwa so na be able to support because players no so say they have a home support and also more so my ratio will be 0537158638 your numbers are also between the wide range afaso. Na yidi inkomo ene anope on the front burner. In whatever you do today, have some consideration for tomorrow. Live to optimize each moment you are in, whilst also doing your best to improve the moment that will come. Time rewards your diligence and pushes your foolishness. As a time, it rewards diligence. And what does time do? It punishes your foolishness. Improve the quality of your life by making the choices that put time on your side. No matter what has already happened, you always have the opportunity to influence what is yet to happen. So make thoughtful and strategic use of that power. You can make a real progress in a single hour, yet you can make considerable more progress over hundreds or thousands of hours as you wisely utilize the time you now have. Position yourself to make even better use of the time to come. Your life has the greatest fortune of existing across time. Be sure to claim the extent of that fortune, and that is time. That is what time. 053-715-8638. Numbers are also between the wadrinchre afaso and nanopate on the front banner issues that has come up. We'll bring you more of the updates and as the World Cup unfolds. And to be a fee yawada. Yes, be a pin so unza. A very pin, so all you need to do is to join and let's have that tete together. The news headlines I will be going through to bring you the news headline as quickly as possible as we unravel through it and then bring you what you should expect for the day. Like I said, we have a lot of conversation lined up for today. We'll be going to the LECMA. Mahama to assess ministers ahead of possible reshuffle. The President, John Dramani Mahama, has hinted at a possible reshuffle in the coming days as government prepares to assess the performance of ministers and chief executive officers of the state institution. In a statement issued by the presidency on Monday, June 8th, Secretary to the President, Callistus Mahama, indicated that the President will soon undertake a comprehensive review of all ministers and heads of state institutions to determine their retention, reassignment, or removal from office. Hey! Aye saung. Aye Jay. Hey! Aye But you know one thing, this Accra flooding thing, environmentalist scientist Professor Chris Godor attributed the real caring as part of flooding in Accra, as part of the construction of buildings in areas designated as waterway and natural drainage pathways. And the point is that as if we don't know, if you to me Cotton Ramsar site, I know obi to me go sit down on Ramsar site. I would name say baby will sit down, then this will sit down now. Who cause them? Ya na yedi en ho abro. Ehwe na ese aban na yesi aban. Ya ye menu nyina ya aban. En ya yedi en ho abro. We name say baby a o koto asase e wo say your due diligence. You need to go check. Know the plan. Go to the assembly, see the plan of the area, see whether baby a yede ma or no is I hear one too many. We come and we talk about the flood. We come, we talk about the flood every year. And I feel say MYA 0537158638. And numbers are also between the wadrintre afaso ama yate wonka eye ene anopai on 053 NGBA the newspaper headlines no headline stories no ebro na enkomotwetwe no ebe chance ankasa ntisisia no eye menewo ede na o twen se o hwe ni mo se ebesi flood no how baby a wo no emra yenyan hinge bi se obi tashi penny tashi penny here baby a o si dan no no obe create problem a pathway ma ensure a fast kwapo no but asan se onim se ne oye no enye no omo si dan na anajo and remember omo si dan no anajo bi adan no mo ye adwuma by this time ko omo nye adwuma penny here na assembly no won assembly men go around the vicinities now. Don't you check the area? If we want to be vigilant, can't we check our surroundings and see something has popped up and start asking questions? And we know that the building is on the waterway and the people constructing knew, not that they know what they are doing is wrong, but they're still doing it. By the time you sleep and wake, a building has spring forth in an unauthorized area, and nobody talks about it. You better control stop work. Near Shada, I share high no more in any petting. Then show you there, not the Fendipa, ne Kunipa. Near to her. Near share. Must we go on this way? Me say penny, Teshi, penny here. Teshi, penny here. You be seeing show esi. Bibia, you be see a days baby in shoe befa. We will take all the waterways. When we finish, we'll start playing the blame game. I didn't know. Ignorant of the law is not an excuse. It's never an excuse. It is never, and it won't be an excuse. I keep saying, say, the people who sell the land and the people who buy the land and the people who build at the wrong places, how can a building that collapsed at the North Industrial Area, at the assembly, there's no permit permitting the person to build there? We come nipa. We trace the camera and the yaman of na osi and osi na najo. At the chin na danisio. And the bubu kum nipa. Or share on the background. Is that how we want to run our country and live our country? Every year we are insu, yiri insu, meneye. And consider me. For how long are we going to be doing this? Let me hear from you this morning. I said I'm giving assembly. If Teshi, you are listening, we'll show you the video of that building that is on the waterway that will create a problem for the people living in Teshi and the Penny area. That Teshi will start flooding and killing people because somebody is doing the wrong thing, and we are all waiting till disaster struck. Why? You're trying to or you know, the earlier we stop it, the better it will be. Yenka, you better now why you're sharing. Is that the issues or no whisker? Jubu Ukrainian asap. Me ubiwa a masame hame. Ghana no be here because you name near or better than it or my in near my. So everybody is important and every life matters. Every life matters. 0537158638. 0537158638 is the numbers. You bet me name attribute in common and now pay or 0537158638 numbers. My enter wonka 0537158638 is the numbers. You can call us now. Just place a call and also tell us what's happening in your community as well as what's going on in those areas as well. With the ball and no in Suno Aelfe. Insurance is anchoring, anchor blocky baby, then go choky baby, na influng ko be them. I don't know any way and yet when you say, oh, near what contribute to mobile and how? Sly, find a check my phone. I'm going to send a message. Okay, he's trying to call through, but it's not coming through. So please do check it for me. 0537158638 is the numbers you can. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Offer my TV no volume no anchor from. Let the volume on your TV set, mute it, and let's talk on the phone. 0537158638 is the numbers. You can join us. 0537158638 is the numbers. You can join us and let's share. Hello, good morning. Yeah, morning. Morning. Yami adu mo na wanzo e. But you
and that movement with the movie, Carol about what I
all right. Yeah, that's it from Takrady. You can also call us now. Yeah, that's it. Have a good morning. All the way from Takrady joining us this morning. You can also join us. We're looking at two things. Should we continue this way? Or should leadership allow people to do anything anyhow? Or those few think they have money to create problems for others who don't have? 053-715-8638. Should government continues funding supporters to make the tournament? Ensure Air Queen. Ensure Air Queen, I'm saying that, look, is our own making. Yeah, can be. But the man from Takrady believes it's leadership. And I also believe strongly leadership also have a part to play. But as citizens, we also have part to play. We've selected leaders to lead us. Let's support them by doing the right thing. 053-715-8638. 053-715-8638. In the numbers, you can also join us this morning on the front banner. We're asking a very simple question on the front banner. And that's a very simple question we are asking this morning on the front banner. Hello, good morning. A very simple question we're asking on the front banner this morning. And that has to do with, should government continue funding supported travel to major international tournaments? Should government continue funding supported travel to major international tournaments? Over the years, successive governments have sponsored groups of supporters to attend major tournaments involving Ghana's national teams. The practice is often justified as a way to boost morale, create a home atmosphere abroad, and showcase national pride. However, there are critics who argue that the public funds should prioritize pressing needs such as healthcare, education, infrastructure, and youth employment, especially during economic challenge. As Ghana prepares for the World Cup, which is 2 days from today, questions continue to arise about whether taxpayer money should be used for supporter travel, or should private sponsors rather shoulder the responsibility? How do other countries also manage funds travel to international tournament? 053-715-8638 is the numbers. Also, with me at the Wajintre Afaho, now with the Abrain near kind. Reshuffle air bustle on my penny, I say, at the Abetuja. So, Entibia on my penny air assassin appointees, Nina. Was out now, when is out now, was you? You was yes, so sound could be before for be now. I had the NT do could be before us near ye. Also, see a one near one out. Question the say. In your own assessment, Minister Ben offers why Juma and as what way Juma the last 18 months. 053-715-8638. 053-715-8368 in the numbers. You can join us. In other stories, City weekends further as second quarter FX demand pressure mounts. Ghanaian fans in Canada invited to apply for the World Cup ticket support. Strange animals threaten Ghana's tree planting efforts, Professor Chris Galdo. You cannot cheat nature. Unchecked government driving reoccurring Accra floods. Proliferation of awards for public officials questionable, Professor Ajuman Dia. We partner private hospital to decongest Confanochi Teaching Hospital, are you a free to government? We never asked Person White to pay for an award. Big event, Ghana CEO. Ghana Ministers of State Excellence Awards based on merit, not money. Their secretariats are. This has become a thorn in the flesh. According to the Secretariat, they did not ask money. The Secretariat of the Ghana Ministers of State Award has dismissed claims that recognition under the scheme is influenced by financial contribution, sponsorship, or any form of payment, insisting that selection is strictly based on merit and service to national development. In a statement issued on Monday, June 8, the Secretariat stressed that the honors system is designed to reward leadership, innovation, and impact in public service, and not to serve as a platform for financial inducement or external influence. The clarification follows concerns raised by Professor Michael Person White that recognition under the scheme could be perceived as transaction in which recipients are required to pay before being honored. The concerns were linked to the 6th Ghana Ministers of State Excellence Award held on Saturday, June 6th at the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel in Accra, where several public officials and institutions were recognized for their contribution to governance. But there's an eyebrow that has been raised with regards to this issue that has come up. 0537158638 is the numbers. We'll be going for a quick break shortly. When we return, we'll look at other stories making headlines in the various newspapers, and then we have a conversation in the studio. Our wellness, health is a very key. Health is wealth. Yes, health is wealth. And why you need that, sharing that in a short while, we'll be joined by Madame Temaklo. She will be joining us to have that conversation. Right after that, we'll have a studio conversation with reps from the various political parties, the NDC, the MPP, and later we crown the day with a conversation from the PRO of the Catholic Bishop Council, also joining us in a JFA. But let me put this one through for the ECG. The Electricity Company of Ghana has announced widespread power outages for today, Tuesday, 9th of June, affecting communities in the Eastern Tema, Accra East, Accra West, Volta, and Ashanti regions, with a combination of planned maintenance exercise and fault-related distractions. So in the Eastern region, around maintenance, planned maintenance will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., affecting Mamikrobo, Chiasi, Fofori, Donko Kro, Amankwa, Ruben, and surrounding areas. In Tema, planned maintenance will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., affecting Community 3-5, New York, Switzerland, Aviation, Emfa Estate, High Tension, Celebrity Golf Club, Sakumono Estate, Yotafa, Shilo Luta, Nana Farms, Atlantic Quarries, and surrounding areas. In Accra East region, planned maintenance is from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., affecting part of Nana Krum, Little Rose, Sesame, Ashongma, Bank of Ghana, and surrounding areas. While the Accra West, the planned maintenance is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., affecting Dakuman, Kokompe, Israel Park, Israel Filling Station, Aigbe Junction, and surrounding areas. In the Volta region, the planned maintenance will run from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., affecting part of Akachi Town, Avertown, Zuje, and surrounding areas. Ashanti region has multiple planned maintenance exercise. Schedule the first will be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So our brothers in the Chrono, Cement, Herman, and Katia, all those areas will be affected. Second Ashanti maintenance will run from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Atonshu, Ahinside Estate, Akote, all these areas will be affected. So it's cut across the entire country. So, I mean, the Western region is not left off. Accra West is also not left a technical challenge at the Nsawam Primary Station has cut power at the Hebron Media, Samsam Satellite, Coleman area. All these areas will be affected. So those are planned maintenance. And Tina Washington, so if we area will more, if 9, it'll be from 10, latest 5 p.m. The lights will be restored. So this morning, there's a planned maintenance from the ECG. Yeah, they to get ama for them to make. So when you have anything to do now, you have to do it now before. So dundum niama so we fifi and we dundum so we fifi. 0537158638. A numbers are I was screen this one also between any attribute in common a fatal road crash involving a Ford tanker and a tipper truck on Accra motorway triggered a major fire outbreak, which has now been fully extinguished, according to the Ghana National Fire Service. In an updated on the incident, the GNFS confirmed that the firefighters successfully brought the blaze under control after responding to the crash scene. The fire involving the crash said emergency personnel remain at the scene carrying out recovery operation and post-fire assessment. The circumstances leading to the collision are yet to be established, but authorities have commenced investigation to determine the cause of the crash. The incident caused concern among motorists, commuters using the busy motorway, with emergency services moving strictly to prevent the fire from spreading and to secure the areas. Until now, the area has been secured. Movement is taking place. Kudos to the GNFS for doing that yeoman's job. And they've done so well. We're still live on the morning focus. We're looking at the happenings across the country. Our first conversation will be coming on in a moment from now as we soldier on for God and for country. 0537158638 is the numbers out. So in the next 2 minutes, we'll be going for a break. When we return, there's more on the bill. Please don't go away. Just stay with us. There's more conversation coming up right after this. All right, so welcome back from the quick break. Now we turn our attention to look at how the newspapers capture the headlines for this morning. I will go straight away. We start with the New Republic newspaper and what it's got for us this morning. They say the fall of a fintech empire, part one. He has a story and says ZP collapses in Barbados, exposes a web of debt, lawsuits, and state probes. The New Republic has the stories. And also, the church can't wait. Haruna cracks down on GTech. Ghana targets oil exports. Stories on the New Republic. MPA targets 50% LPG by 2030. 4.6% CD slide. The CD slide analyst predicts a tougher month for stability. The month of June has been declared a tougher month for stability for the news paper, according to the New Republic newspaper. That is the story there. We'll be moving away from the New Republic and also move to other newspaper, but you can share your thoughts with us on any of the newspapers this morning. So we're looking at a New Republic, a newspaper. That's the first paper for the morning. So Barbados. Away from the New Republic, let's do the Daily Post. The Daily Post, Ghana's economy hits 114 billion US dollars. President Mahama tells Belarus investors the country is open for business. President hints at ministerial reshuffle based on performance after award backlash. MPA commemorates World LPG Day 2026 and commit to expand access and improve safety. Housing Minister announces crackdown on illegal structures in flood-prone areas. Stories on the Daily Post newspaper. Away from Daily Post, let's do the exclusive. The exclusive newspaper says Amaboa targets 30 million trees nationwide. TAG rejects claims by NVF and DCN Ghana on port health services and trade systems. 29 companies paid a total sum of 44.9 million Ghana cedis to NLA, whilst KGL paid 173 million for the 2025 financial year. Think critically to pass Wasi a park. GR, that's the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council, warns against flood misinformation. In terms of statesmanship, why no one can genuinely speak ill of Honorable Julius Devra? The exclusive has the stories. Away from the exclusive, let's do the dispatch. The dispatch this morning says, in the 2025 financial year, 29 companies paid 44.9 million to NLA, compared to KGL's payment of 173 million. The dispatch has a story, the same story as the exclusive. And which of these four countries will win the World Cup? Spain, France, Argentina, or Portugal? Page 11 has a story. The NDC succession war now started. It will be wild power. Stories on the Dispatch newspaper. Away from Dispatch, let's do the Hawk. The Hawk newspaper says Ghana brings home nearly 1,000 evacuees. Final groups arrive as emergency repatriation mission ends. Then it says that Nigeria mobile data among top 4 cheapest globally, says MTN CEO. Moffat destroys MOF 85% budget claim. Data shield blocks destructive narrative. 30 million trees to fight deforestation. Ministry of Chiefs, the forestry chiefs warns Ghana's future depends on saving its forest. Cash for slaps. Breast CEO honor was mine if I paid 50K, claims Besser White. Hawk has the stories and more. Daily Guide. Abronia surrounds passport, deny bail variation. Mahama bows minister CEOs from private awards. Suspended HAT CEO begs striking doctors to resume work. Military officer cage over murder. They also have the KGL pays 173 million, outspace 29 other operators combined. So 29 companies put together paying a tax of 44 point, and then one company pays 173. Daily Guide. Away from Daily Guide, we do the Daily Democrats. No more free passes. Develop it or lose it. Finance Minister declares war on idle mining concession. Bupewura Abdullahi Jinapor II honors Gold Board CEO for leadership and service to Ghana. GJA raises concern over media freedom threat, calls for stronger journalist protection. He also has the NLA and the 29 companies. Then the major story here is a government targets 30 million trees, Amakofi Boa. Why no one can genuinely speak ill of Honorable Julius Deborah. Daily Democrats. The quiet sense of statesmanship. The archives. Archives also has, so the running story is the 29 Lotto firms pay NLA 44.9 million compared to KGL, who pays 173 million for 2025 financial year. Men's sperm's quality decline, urologist warns. Ghana's mining sector at a crossroad, policy sensitive imperative, APL. NDC chairmanship race heats up. Sani Oponfosu Vanderpoel emerges as front runners. The Chronicle. The Chronicles, a pre-mixed bosses recover 4.6 million Ghana cedis through audits covering 2016 to 2024. The Chronicle exposes on Tertiary SHS wholly true, headmaster admits. Anti-LGBTQ bill leaves room for advocacy in Team Fortual. Local government minister disgusted by poor sanitation in Second D Takoradi. Proverbs 6:31, yet if he is caught, he must pay sevenfold, though it cost him all the wealth of his house. Scripture beneath the Chronicle. Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic has the Central Refinery process Jubilee crude oil. So the process Jubilee crude oil. GRA engages businesses community over the items rolled out. It has a president secures 1,084 agric equipment part with Belarus. 1,840 agric equipment part with Belarus. Omni Basic Bank partners to monetize school plastic waste. Stories on the Daily Graphic. And the Daily Graphic has empowering Ghana's 24-hour economy, integrating infrastructure, energy, mobility, and sustainable real estate, improvement and trade competitiveness. Away from the Daily Graphic, the National Enquirer, KGL paid 173 million to NLA in 2025. 29 licensed competitors paid 44.9 million. Lands Minister reaffirms commitment to responsible mining at Chimkotoku Cooperative Scheme launched. NPA warns World LPG Day. The NPA marks the World LPG Day, pledges strict safety measures. Government target 30 million trees is also there. Free press benefits every Ghanaian, not just journalists. Nana Oye. Godwin Mahama dismissed claims over voter registration status. Stories on there. And then we have the 2026 National Prayer and Thanksgiving Committee briefs Chief of Staff on the National Enquirer newspaper. Daybreak. Daybreak's the cabinet shakes up looms. Minister CEO raise performance review. Citizens files RTI over 7 million audit of 40 Ghana missions abroad. Ghana to fight galamsey through cooperative mining. KGL pays over $173 million to government. The Daybreak has the stories and other stories. Now let's do the Meridian newspaper. Also have the same story of the KGL. So let's look the Mahama bans questionable awards for CEOs and ministers. Accra waste crisis. Stakeholders demand sustainable landfill funding. Business and Financial Times. Port costs under threat as cargo tracking fee re-emerges. Scheme previously shelved, now route through Transport Ministry. From Nigeria to Ghana, cooking with the Game Changers hits the screens. From Nigeria to Ghana, cooking with Game Changers hits the screens. Those are the stories. Advance deliver 256% profit surge, signaling a new phase of scale and import. Rubber export ban at risk as raw shipment continue. While the most estate enterprises made money in 2024, Cocoa Board targets lower borrowing costs with tranche-based funding model. You see the CEO, Randy Abbey. Stories on the BNFT. The Overseer, responsible mining key to protecting water bodies and forests, Kofi Boa. GRA assures businesses of simpler tax compliance for on-iters. NPA commemorates the World LPG Day 2026, commits to expand access and improve safety. Mahama, Ghana to deepen agricultural cooperation with Belarus. And also has other stories there. Finance Minister, Governor present powerful, unified case for Ghana to global financiers and investors. And Victory Bible Church International celebrate 41 years of impact. Stories on the Overseer newspaper. The Ghanaian Times. 70-year-old Osud death trap demolished. 15 more to go. President Mahama explores Belarus agro-industrial hub. Historic shift. Ghana's processes Jubilee oil locally as Santo receive first consignment. Prank calls, fake flood videos disrupting rescue efforts. The Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council says. GARCC. Ghanaian Times. The Campaigner. Court restores Abronya's bail after surrendering passport. CAT CEO appeals to striking staff to resume work despite suspension. NLA revenue chart is also there. Mahama bans minister CEOs from award scheme is also there. And then the land litigation issues with the Akwel family rejects judgment is on the Campaigner newspaper. The analyst has the stories. Stay away from private awards. Mahama warns ministers and CEOs. Ghana deepens agriculture cooperation with Belarus, Mahama. Bank of Ghana honored by GJA. Exporting crude was importing fuel unsustainable, Jinapor. Cedi remains under pressure despite BOG's intervention. Stories on the business analyst. And we go for a break. When we return, we'll bring you some more and conversation starts. Stay with us. Welcome back from the quick break. It's now time to turn our attention to our first conversation this morning. The National Prayer and Thanksgiving Service was launched last week as Ghana continued its journey of nation building, moment of national reflection, prayer, and also Thanksgiving provided an opportunity for citizens to unite beyond political, ethnic, and also religious differences. The National Prayer and Thanksgiving Service seeks to bring Ghanaians together in gratitude for the nation's peace, stability, and also progress while seeking divine guidance for the future. And this morning, we are joined by the Public Relations Officer of the Catholic Bishop Conferences, right? Did I get it right?
Well, I am the Director for Governance, Justice.
Okay, so he's the Director of Governance, Justice, and also Peace for the Ghana Catholic Bishop Conferences, the Catholic chaplain to the Parliament of Ghana, spokesperson for the NDPT.
I am indeed.
Great, so I got it right.
You did. You did.
So he's joining us this morning to discuss the significance of the national exercise and the role of faith in national development, and why prayer remains an important pillar promoting unity, peace, and also responsible citizenship. Don't forget that Ghana has a long been recognized as one of Africa's most peaceful democracies through periods of political transition, economic challenges, as well as social change. Faith communities have all played a significant role in fostering peace, reconciliation, and national cohesion. The National Prayer and Thanksgiving Service is intended not only as a religious event, but also as a moment for collective reflection on the values that unite the country and the responsibilities citizens share in building a prosperous nation. Help me say a very good morning to very Reverend Father Michael Kwaku joining us this morning. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Father, it's good to have you in the studio. And for those of you who just joined us, he's the Director of Governance and Justice and Peace for Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference, the Catholic chaplain to the Parliament of Ghana. So he's a big father joining us this morning. And also speaks for the NDPT as we go. Now, as I welcome you to MBN TV, the mega broadcasting network of Afudai Multimedia, I want to find out the significance of the National Prayer and Thanksgiving Service.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity, and a good morning to your viewers across the nation. The point of this event, which His Excellency the President launched last year, and which maiden edition took place on the 1st of July last year, was to afford the nation an opportunity to pause, to take stock, and to reflect on the business of nation building. Understanding that nation building is an intentional exercise of the citizenry of a country and its leadership. Basically to ask ourselves where we have come from, where we are so far, and where we intend to be. And if in fact where we are so far isn't where we are supposed to be, then it's only worth our while to change gears and to reset the various variables we require to become the people that we want. So, and in doing so, we know that what we've been able to do so far is not merely by dint of hard work, regardless of how much that we've put in, but largely by the grace of God. Because where we could have been in terms of conflict and the West economy, haven't been saved merely by our determination, but also by the hand of God. That is the belief that we have. So it is a time to take stock, but also to give thanks to Almighty God for what He's done for us and with us. So basically, that's the purpose, to check ourselves, to take stock, and to launch ourselves into a future, but always aware of the hand of God in what we do.
I like that aspect where where our citizenry will have to come to the realization that the achievement is not just because we have the know-how or the innovative, but the one that created us has given us the samples and also the blueprint as to how to run the country. So taking stock and reflecting on how the future will look like will always have to emanate from the one that created.
Definitely.
Now, I think it's a good cause.
Well, I mean, you see, the interesting thing is that Ghana is not the only country in the world that understands the point of Thanksgiving. I mean, America does it.
Yeah.
Many other countries do it. And in fact, I was pleasantly surprised that the nation Ghana pausing to give thanks. This is not the very first time. In fact, a video surfaced yesterday, which I saw, of our country giving thanks in 1992.
Whoa!
At the time, the Archbishop Duncan Williams was there to lead the country in exhortation and in prayer. Well, he was much younger then, but it just means that we've always understood the place of prayer and stock taking. So that is a very important thing to recognize in our own journey in nation building.
Well, but someone will ask, I mean, why is Thanksgiving so important in national life?
You see, for those of us who believe, and even those who don't, we know that Thanksgiving basically reflects on the one who gives it. A person who is grateful acknowledges not only the hand of other people in who they have become, but to acknowledge that alone they are unable to arrive at where they intend to. Exactly. So Thanksgiving acknowledges our own limitations, but also we acknowledge the bounty of God, which we rely on, which we seek. So if what we seek is the blessedness and the fullness of God, then we can only be grateful for what we have received so far. Imagine if somebody gave you a gift and you couldn't say thank you. Yeah. I wonder how motivated they would be to show you
to give you more.
Exactly. So to say thank you is to say, like Oliver Twist, we want more.
We want more. And interestingly, because I keep telling, it's one thing to be grateful, because gratitude is more than just saying thank you. Yeah. I mean, it is a mindset that recognizes and appreciate the blessings, the opportunities, and also people and experiences that enriches our life.
Definitely.
Because gratitude has the power to transform how we think, we feel, and relate to others. So I think it's a good cause for us to be in this time to be saying thank you to the Almighty God, and also bringing us how far as a nation. And that brings me to ask what role, when it comes to nation building, what role do religious institutions play in promoting peace and development?
Well, I think that's a very crucial question. In Ghana, it is very evident. Even in the so-called advanced democracies, where there is a sharp dichotomy between church and state, the role of religion is still acknowledged. But especially in Ghana, where a good percentage of social amenities, of say education, of health, is provided by the amalgamation of the efforts of the church, of mosque, of religious bodies. The place of religion is beyond important, because not only do these churches feel their role in doing this for their own members, they feel that their own relevance as institutions only come to play when they have opened their doors and their own gifts and their talents to the rest of the country. And so they have become crucial partners to government in providing all the necessary goods and services that the country needs. So the church, the mosque, and the religious bodies have become crucial partners, augmenting that which is ordinarily the role of government to provide for the nation. So we have become, as it were, inseparable partners of the government for nation building.
Nation building. Interestingly, so but that brings, because it's a prayer and thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Great. So how does prayer contribute to the national unity and also citizens' cohesion?
You know, I always tell people that the wealth of a people is not only tangible. The wealth of a people, of course, there are the physical things, the natural resources, and all the things that people do. But the wealth of a people are also the intangibles of things of value, value of spiritual depth, and all of that. So prayer then, as it were, shows us that we are answerable to a reality that is greater than us.
Okay.
Now, what that offers us is this: that whatever we do, we are answerable to God.
To God.
So there's an ultimate judge. So we can't get away with what we do wrong. If we expect to be giving blessings and rewards for what we do right,
yeah,
then it means that we should expect also to be chastised for what we do wrong.
Well, there's a chastisement of the Lord is not joy.
Exactly. So yes, the point of it is first and foremost to raise our consciousness to the fact that we are answerable to God, who is higher than us, and that is important. But also this that what we do now as a people, if we are working today as a people, doing the best we can, it is not just for those of us here now. There's an intergenerational covenant for those who have gone before and those who will come after. So we have a responsibility to make our forebears proud, and to make those who will come after us, proud for what we did. So basically, those of us who live now stand in the gap for those before and those who are yet to come.
So more or less leaving a footprint.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
To feed in.
It is indeed.
Knows that, look, these are the precepts to follow.
Yes.
Line upon line.
I mean, we speak of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and all the greats.
The great.
What would they say about us when we are no longer?
Yeah.
I think that is the question.
The legacy you need to leave behind.
For me, it is the reason why. For me, this year's theme is crucial. Resetting our values to build the Ghana we want.
Resetting our values to build the
Ghana we want.
So prayer brings the people together around, and also shared values such as the peace, the love, and also justice, forgiveness, and service. I mean, when citizens pray together. That is Bishop, Reverend Father sharing with us this morning. An interest. Now, what message, I mean, in this moment of this time, I mean, what message are the Catholic bishops sending to Ghanaians through these initiatives?
It's simple. It's simple that first and foremost, there's need to come together as a people, but not merely coming together, because you see, unity is not just an amalgamation of people, but it is the coming together in purpose and in mind. So if the purpose is to build the country we want, then that is what the church is calling all of us to be united around the values which build us up, the values of discipline, of justice, of forgiveness, of hard work, of love, and all the other values which we believe that when we imbibe and let them become, if you want, part of our nature, then as individuals reset their minds, as institutions reset their minds, as we all, family and all, reset our minds and our values to work together, like a chain, we build a strong foundation, and that cannot be easily broken. So we contribute not only to our own, the strength of our moral fiber, we contribute to building a nation which is formidable and which is, high value to the rest of the world. So if you want, it is the enhancement of the Ghanaian identity and brand.
More or less, so the bishops are also reminding the citizens that nation building requires integrity,
definitely,
passion, accountability, and active participation from everyone. And that brings me to my next question. I mean, beyond prayer, what practical actions should the citizens take to support national development?
You know, whenever it rains in Ghana, I am saddened because the rains come every year at a certain time, and somehow we are always caught out. It means that there's something wrong. The President of the Republic articulated it as lack of discipline. So I think that practically we must begin to show discipline in the planning of our cities, in the management of waste, in basically how we treat this natural environment that God has given us as our home,
our habitat.
That's it. Because as I say, if we, mind you, we are over 70% Christians in Ghana, and our brothers and sisters, the Muslims, are about 19%. Together, we are over 90%. And we have our brothers and sisters who adhere to the traditional religion. So a greater percentage.
We all get to the same.
Well, but that's why I say, we say we believe in God, but if we allowed our faith in God to influence our own thinking and our own value systems and how we behaved, it will be difficult to see the kind of Ghana we have now. We shouldn't be suffering the way we are suffering if, in fact, our religion or our spirituality was not merely skin deep. I think that we must begin to show that our religion and our values go deeper than the skin level. For me, that is the practical form of it. I told a story to some people. There was once I went with some friends in the Netherlands, in the rural area, and somebody had left some fruits there and left a box. They don't profess to be this religious as we are, but there was nobody there. The box was there, the fruits were there, showed you the price for each, and people would take the fruit and leave the money in there. There was nobody there, and yet we who profess to be religious, well, you might not only lose the fruit, you might even lose the box. so we must ask ourselves, how deep is our love of God and our values?
I think that's very interesting. I remember getting to the north one day, and then people tell you, you can leave your stuff and nobody would touch it. But now, with time, it has changed. I know what has brought us this level. So what informed the theme for this year's National Thanksgiving and Praise?
Because we have realized that values like the internal operating system of any device, like a phone or the tablet you're using, if the internal operating system is faulty, then you can expect that which is produced out of it is definitely faulty. So the idea is that we have recognized that economic prosperity is important, technological advancement is important, but none of these will be sustainable without these value systems. And because we realize that we could be doing better than we are doing now, then we think that let us reset our minds and our values. That is what Scripture tells us. It says, do not conform to the world, but let your mind thus be transformed. Because God himself, who created us, knows that unless the mind and the heart are transformed, whatever is produced, will be as rotten as what is in the system. That is why the theme is important.
The theme is very important because, like you just said, with the Scripture that says that be not conformed to the world, but be ye transformed by renewing
of your mind.
It's a daily stuff.
It is.
So it means that prayer must be accompanied by action.
Yes.
I mean, given day.
I think issues of discipline,
Discipline,
issues of integrity, or vice versus corruption.
Corruption.
Because we all know the Afrobarometer on corruption tells us where we stand. So no one has to tell us that whilst we've done a bit, there's quite a lot more to do. I went somewhere to do business, and then he says, when you go, check these people and check those people. Wow. If you deal with them,
hey,
they know. I mean, they know. And these days, sometimes people. Those days, when we're younger, they'll say, okay, well, when you saw a pastor or a priest, they would even try to hide the corruption. These days, they'll see you and say, suffer to collection. So they are not shy of doing it. So corruption has become so endemic. We find it in the church, we find it in the mosque, we find it in you public life. So we need to be able to root it out. So we need to root out corruption. We need to build integrity. You see, the Ghana brand as we have it is better than a few others, but it is far from where it is meant to be or where it can be, because if we are to develop sustainably, the value systems that we have to be completely, as it were, re-looked at, and as we say, look at values like accountability, integrity, discipline, and all the others that we are told both in scripture and in civic education. That is where if both citizens and leaders take up and live out, will make Ghana the place all of us want.
We'll make Ghana the place all of us want. This morning we're having discussions on the National Thanksgiving and the prayer service that is slated for the 1st of July 2026. Is going to happen in across the country. We are looking at what are we supposed to reflect on, what is the contribution we all have to bring on board to make Ghana an excellent place to be. We've talked about our challenges, the unemployment, the corruption, living with integrity. I mean, I always say is that the problem has always been from the home. When parental, what we are seeing now is what the outbringing from home is carrying us to leadership position, that people are doing things they are not supposed to do. And I think the time for reflection is the opportunity for us to sit back, restock, and look at our own actions and see whether it's really helping to build this nation together. Because we need a collective effort. We all require a united national effort to deal with all this encounter. If this person said, I wouldn't do it anymore, this person said, I wouldn't do it anymore, then we can carry the baton from there. It's just like running the baton. Who are we handing over the baton to? The next generation. What would they say about us? It's a big question. All of us would need to be asking ourselves. Now, we know Ghana has a youthful population. Yes. How can our young people contribute to building the Ghana we all desire?
The place of the youth in nation building can never be, understated. In fact, it shouldn't, because you see, we are told statistically that in about 30 years' time, one of every 4 person in the world will be an African youth.
Yeah.
By 2050.
2050, right?
One in every 4 persons will be. It shows how huge the human resource of the African and therefore the Ghanaian is. The population of Ghana is rather youthful. So if we disillusion, we leave the youth population of Ghana disillusioned, basically we are disappointing the whole country. So we have to deal with issues of unemployment.
Yeah.
We have to deal with issues of security and social cohesion. If our children are given the opportunities for economic and technological advancement without the necessary tool of value-based living, then it is like leaving all your wealth in your will to a child who is a drug addict.
It's true.
You would have left them the money, but they will squander it. So let us find employment for our youth. Let us educate them. Let us give them the opportunities to advance, but let us give them the value systems which guide their choices, so that what we give them is well and truly sustainable.
Well and truly sustainable. We're hanging out with our very reverend Father Akweku. He's here. I'm enjoying the conversation. I mean, I wish we could do this often and often and often. But you see, all it's telling us that the young people can become the change. I mean, they can become the agents of change through education, innovation, entrepreneurship, civic engagement, and critical leadership. We need everybody. Ethical leadership is important for us as a nation, rather than waiting for opportunities.
Yeah.
Now, what expectations does a church of political, does a church of political leaders and public officers holders, what are the expectations does the church have of political leaders and that of the public office holders? But definitely you have some expectations for
we do.
Those both, even in private.
Yeah, we do. You see, there's a reason why we have leaders. It is because not everyone is born to lead. We believe that leaders are according to God's plan, and if they are according to God's plan, then they must live as such. The point of leadership is to guide the people to the riches and the values that God has hidden in the people. So that's the point of the leader. The leader is to point the horizon, and by example help those who are governed to see the greatness that God has planted in them. Now, how could you possibly do this if you yourself do not hold the standards and the values which will actually point to the direction that you want everybody to go? So the reason why leaders are held to a higher standard is because they, more than everybody else, are the one who must embody the collective assumption of the people and the collective hope. So if the leader does not show integrity or does not show the living out of these values, then who is going to be encouraged by what they do? So our expectation of them is because they have become the signpost by
everybody's looking at.
Exactly. So they must become exemplary by what they do and say. If there's a dichotomy between what they say and what they do, well, we know what Scripture says. Is that they sit on the seats of Moses. So do what they say, but don't do what they do. So it will be sad indeed if our leaders do not do what is right, and so people will say, well, don't do what they do because their actions are corrupt. But we pray that what they do will commensurate with what they say.
So more or less serving with integrity and humility.
That is it.
And also transparency and accountability and commitment to the common good. That is what Reverend Father is telling leadership we should be doing. Public office should be viewed as a sacred, trust rather than opportunity for personal gain. That brings me to my final question. I know, times fly.
It flies.
We just started and we're almost hitting the 9th hour.
Yeah.
What are the key message should Ghanaians take away from this year's National Prayer and Thanksgiving observance?
I think the key messages are these. First and foremost, that the place of God in nation building cannot be downplayed. That is one. Two, values are crucial to nation building. And because of that, we ought then to reset the values which make for intentional nation building. Three, that we ought to take stock as a people and to see where we have come from, where we are now, and where we hope to be. And I'm sure where we hope to be is a high value economy. Where we hope to be is a nation whose people are noted for integrity. Where we hope to be is the strengthening of our democratic dispensation. Where we hope to be is a people who are able to make a good and mature blend of value and skill, so that having put together the heft of values and economic development, we become an all-rounded people whose brand around the world will soar even higher than where we are now.
Interestingly, a nation becomes stronger not only when its people pray together, but when they work together, they sacrifice together, and dream together.
Yes.
Thanksgiving reminds us how far we have come. Responsibility determines how far we can go.
Great.
And that is a conversation we have this morning on MBN TV of the Aphrodite Multimedia, the Mega Broadcasting Network. It's refreshing to have a moment like this. And I want to say a big thank you to our Father. As a nation, we often gather in moments of crisis, but we must also learn to gather in moment of gratitude. And that is what we look to do on the 1st of July, as the National Prayer and Thanksgiving Service offers an opportunity for us to reflect on where we have come from. We appreciate the blessings we enjoy and renew our commitment to building a better Ghana for the future generation. I want to say a very big thank you to very Reverend Father Michael Kweku. He's the Director of Governance, Justice and Peace for the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference, the Catholic Chaplain to Parliament of Ghana. So he's a very big, very big Reverend Father, and also a spokesperson for the NDPT as well. Father, very Reverend Father.
It's been my honor and pleasure.
It's an honor to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you
so much for your time.
Thank you.
We look forward to having more conversation in other areas of our nation building.
That'd be great.
So on this note, we go for a quick break. When we return, we have some few minutes with the Lekma Polyclinic on wellness. Stay with us.
Ghana, a nation built on the blood and toil of our forefathers. We have come this far through faith and unity. Now is the time to pause, give thanks, seek the face of God, and renew our commitment to the future of our nation. It is in this spirit that our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, invites all Ghanaians to join in the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. The theme for this year is Resetting Our Values to Build the Ghana We Want. Date, Wednesday, 1st July 2026. Christian service, State House Forecourt, 8 a.m. All must be seated by 7 a.m. Muslim service, National Mosque, Kanda, 12:30 p.m. All must be present by 11:30 a.m. It's time to renew our minds and build the beautiful Ghana we all desire. Come, let's stand together in faith, united for Ghana. The National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving, resetting our values to build the Ghana we want.
All right, you're still live on the Mega Broadcaster Network, NBN TV, and we are live from the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate, Nongwa at Jogono. Now we've moved beyond Thanksgiving and National Prayer Service, the observance which is on the 1st of July 2020. We move to wellness, and we're going to have a conversation with our Madam Mrs. Chikata. We're looking at wellness. We know wellness goes beyond the absence of disease. It involves healthy living, preventive care, nutrition, exercise, mental health, and regular medical checkup. Today, we will discuss the practical steps, including steps individuals can take to improve their overall well-being. And that is what we're going to do this morning within a short time. So don't, you want to go, don't go, just stay. Let me welcome Mrs. Chikata. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well by grace.
Great. It's good to have you in studio today. Every Tuesday I expect to see you, and it's like you're always busy somewhere else.
Yes.
I know Mr. Chikata is sometimes not giving his space, like Mr. Ayed wouldn't give Madame Sheila space. But sometimes, you guys should know that Tuesdays is my time with them, some few minutes. Now let's go straight away to serious business. I mean, what does wellness truly mean? What does it mean? Before you tell us about the Lekma Polyclinic Wellness Center, what does wellness really mean?
So with wellness, in simple terms, you taking good care of your body, mentally, physically, socially, spiritually. And just as you also mentioned, not the mere absence of diseases. So you have to take care of yourself in your state of mind, your physical body, your mental, how you socialize with people.
Mental health, everything.
All are inclusive in the wellness.
In the wellness.
Yes.
But I mean, someone will ask, I mean, what common health mistakes do Ghanaians make?
Not accessing health facility. We only do that when we are sick. But we should be able to access health facility just to have checkups done. We shouldn't wait for the diseases or something to happen to us before we decide that we are going to see the doctor.
We shouldn't wait for something to happen before we say we are going to seek for a medical attention. I mean, how important are routine medical checkups?
They help prevent diseases, early detection of certain medical conditions, and then preventing diseases. And then we also get counseling on how to live our life, healthy lifestyles.
Very important to live a healthy lifestyle. Brings me that if I want to ask, I mean, how important, I did ask how important is routine checkups. It's telling you to give you a healthy lifestyle. When I was doing my opening, I did mention something about nutrition. What role does nutrition play in preventive health care?
So with nutrition, when you are eating healthy, not just in terms of the quantity, but the nutritional benefit of what you are eating, if it's good, you're physically, you'll be okay. And mentally too, you'll be fine.
Now, sometimes you eat certain food and you see within you, your system tells you feel so good about yourself.
Of course you do. We have those that, you know, sometimes people eat for pleasure.
Yeah.
Like, just as you are saying, you eat the food, you feel pleasurable, but maybe the food might not be healthy.
Might not be healthy. Right. So it's important you check what you eat, as important as you are. You want to live long, that certain lifestyle, you need to start cutting them. I mean, people say we are so busy. How do we balance work, family, and healthy living?
You know, if you're not healthy, all these things you are chasing, like going to work, you'll not be able to, you can't earn the money to be able to take care of your family. So you need to prioritize. At least you need to go to work. But what about taking some few minutes of our time, have your BP check your blood glucose, just see the doctor or a wellness nurse for about 10 minutes concerning your health. It won't take anything away from you.
That brings me to the Lekma Polyclinic Wellness Center? When was it established? What do you do there? How can people access the wellness center? Is this something I need to carry money in bags to be able to come there and come and assess my wellness, to check my whole system? At what point do I need to come?
Okay, so
and how often?
Now our polyclinic is Nungwa Polyclinic.
Oh, you've changed the name
yes,
officially. It's no more. It's no more Lekma Polyclinic.
The process is ongoing, so we've changed our names on the billboards and all that, so it will be officially launched. And yes, so no more
and today you have left the cat out of the bag. So it's now going to be Nungwa Polyclinic.
Yes, please.
But I will still be calling it Lekma. Nungwa Polyclinic, formerly Nungwa Polyclinic, formerly Lekma.
Yes. So about the wellness clinic, it was established somewhere like 2020.
2020, 6 years down.
Yes, please. It was manned by a former colleague of mine who has been transferred to another facility. So the services rendered, we do health checks or health screenings, like checking your blood pressure, checking your glucose, doing BMI, that's your weight and height. There's a calculation we do to get the body mass index. That tells the fat level in your body. And then we also do counseling. We also give advice concerning diet. So we don't work alone. We work hand in hand with other departments. For example, if you come and you need something, based on the information you are given, if you need something concerning diet, then I'll refer you to the dietitian. If you need there's an issue concerning a specific part of your body, then I can refer you to that specialist concerning that aspect of your...
How often do people can have access to the wellness center at the Nungwa, yet to be officially Nungwa Polyclinic?
So wellness clinic, we work from Mondays to Fridays between the hours of 8 to 3. So you can walk in any time. You just get to the security.
From what time to what time?
Between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
To 3 p.m.
We are available, except on holidays and then on weekends. So you can walk in any time.
So Monday to Friday,
yes,
8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then you can go check your BP, check your glucose, check your, what did you call it?
There are some lab investigations, body mass index, lab investigations, so you can run if you want to. So you also mentioned, do you carry bags of money? You don't really carry bags of money. Checking blood pressure is free. Checking body mass index is free. But the blood glucose is just as minute, like 10 cd. I believe we can all do that.
One thing I've come to realize is that BP, that is where all the other diseases emanate from.
Yes.
If your blood level, your sugar levels are, and BP, high blood pressure, works with diabetes. Mm-hmm. And then it will hit your kidney. It will hit your liver. The question is, when was the last time you checked your BP? This is an opportunity for you to go to the wellness center, go check your BP. If you know the size of your shoe, you must know the level of your BP. Mm-hmm. So that when it's going way high, you know how to control it, to minimize things, so you can bring it to your normal level. We need a healthy nation, and we need healthy people. How often should one check his BP or come to the wellness center to do that?
If there's a family history, then I believe that at least once or twice a week is fine. But if you don't have any condition, at least once a week or once every 2 weeks, you can pass by. We know we don't all have time, but checking blood pressure doesn't take so much of our time. Within 3 minutes, we should be done. So you can pass by if you have a healthy lifestyle or like you don't have any medical condition bothering, you can pass by once a week or once every 2 weeks. But those with family history, we encourage that at least twice in a week, check your blood pressure so that if anything is coming up, you can catch it early.
If you are eating the chofis, you can spend 20 or 15 cedis every week. You just go check so I stay healthy, so you can continue eating the kumi. Okay, now, kabwe where you le shane chi vegetables afitai. Ewabo. Are your comic salad? ye salad there call be na boy come here no few ko ye call ye 5 e boy reduce mo ka back 3 ile mo ko ni your 10 e ba ye 9 be pote come ice cream ke be ke gari fitai e gari e we da be no fitai ba ogbohe in cousin koni afola je waka you gave me fucking food because I know na can we get chole fucking food. Don't know if you fucking food. Go slowly. Thank you. So any other thing you want to tell our viewers before you take leave us?
So we are encouraging all, these things still, it's happened to you. You think it's, what is it? Why should I come to the hospital? Please, let's do well. I think last month when I was here, we talked about the hypertension.
Yeah.
So these days, the younger ones, even teenagers, are being diagnosed with hypertension. So I would encourage that we should catch them early so that we can prevent these diseases and at least extend our life to build a healthy nation.
Extend our lives to build a healthy nation. Mrs. Chikata from the Nungwa Polyclinic Wellness Center. I'm again what the name? I shouldn't say Lekma. Hey, today I train Lekma away. Hey,
we are just transitioning.
Today I train my Lekma away. You are telling me I should say Nungwa. I will say Nungwa, no problem. Thank you once again for joining us. It's been a wonderful conversation. As we conclude today's discussion on wellness, there's one thing I want you to know. One important lesson stands out. Health is not merely the absence of illness. It is a daily commitment of making choices that support our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Good health is one of life's greatest investments. Small decisions we make each day, what we eat, how active we are, how we manage stress, how we often seek preventive care, can have a significant impact on the quality of life. We extend our sincere appreciation to Madam, let me say Mrs. Chikata from the Lekma Nungwa Polyclinic for sharing her expertise and practical insight. We hope today's conversation encourages all of us to take a greater responsibility for our health and that of our loved ones. Remember, wellness is not destination, it is a journey. Start where you are, make healthy choices consistently, and give your body and mind the care you deserve. Take care of your body today so it can take care of you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. As the morning focus continues. Big conversation coming up after this break. All right, so welcome back from that quick break. I told you today is a back-to-back conversation, and I just gone by. We're looking at wellness with Lekma Polyclinic that happens every Tuesday here in the studios. And this morning, I did promise that we're going to have some political conversation. We are looking at our political promises, still a measure of accountability or just a campaign rhetoric is a question we are asking. Political promises are central to democratic campaigns. They provide voters with a basis for evaluating candidates and parties. However, many citizens argue that campaign promises are often forgotten after election, leading to growing public skepticism. Adam maintains that promises remain an important benchmark for measuring government performance and holding leaders accountable. As Ghana's democracy continues to evolve, the debate remains relevant. Are political promises, genuine commitment, or mainly tools for winning votes? And I have with me in studio this morning, he's a communication team member. He's a very big man, a communication team member of the ruling National Democratic Congress, the NC. He's a very big man, Greater Accra Communication Team member. Kojo Inshira is here with us. A very good morning to you, Kojo.
Good morning, my brother.
How are you doing?
I'm very well.
It's good to see you.
Yes.
After tete-a-tete on phone since last year, right?
No, I think since early this year.
Early this year, we have conversations.
Planning to have a show
together. And sorry for the late start because there was some crash that came in. So pardon us for that. And I have to say to my viewers, they normally know you all get seated by 8.
Okay.
So today, if we go into the 9th hour, we're very sorry. Pardon us. Next time, we'll put all things together. And our regular person, he's been a faithful servant with us here. And he's more or less working with us. The man, Isaac Randolph Sechiedu. He's a communication officer. Until we were taking position as he's still a communication officer for Krowa constituency for the biggest opposition party, the New Patriotic Party, the NPP. Let me start with you, Kojo Inshira. Since you come from government, should parties be legally held accountable for campaign promises?
Before I start my submission, let me say a very good morning to your viewers and everyone watching us this morning. Again, to the President of the land, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who in the last 1 year, 6 months have been able to perform extremely well, giving Ghanaians the relief they sought to have under the previous administration, which they never got. Again, to the board chairman of VALCO, His Excellency Ni Ayankra, who has now revamped VALCO from the tactics that he met during his appointment. And he was also former ambassador to China, which under his leadership we saw massive Chinese infrastructure in this country and investment. I think it's very important we do this discussion because whenever any political party campaigning geared toward any major national election, they bring out a document they call their manifesto, which is a document which they stipulate their vision, if given opportunity to come into government, what they are going to do to relieve the people some form of relief that they desire. And whenever you come to office, that document should be the main source of your progress, whether you're going to progress as a party or not. When you're able to fulfill a chunk or even 80-90% of the promise you gave to the people, which reason they gave you the mandate, I believe that instilled the confidence they had in you, which will also make them prolong or even maintain you in power. But whenever you come to power and you intend to do contrary to the promise you gave them in your manifesto, it makes them lose the confidence they had in you. And going forward, they are confident in keeping you in power start to shake. And looking at the both political parties, we've all come into power several times. That is the NPP and NDC. You could see there's one political party, they are most good in deceiving the people of Ghana whenever they are coming to office just to get their vote. And after getting their vote, they tend to do what pleases them, but not what will please the people in their daily activities. It may be their economic, their healthcare, their irrespective of where they find themselves. The promise you give them in your manifesto, you should be able to fulfill them, to give them that relief that they sought. And if MPP, I say, was able to deliver some of those numerous promises they gave to Ghanaians before coming into office in 2016, I'm not sure they would have recorded that humiliating defeat they got in the last 2024 election. Let's talk about some of the promises they gave the Ghanaians, which I believe was the reason why Ghanaians kicked them out, because they failed to fulfill those promises. I remember they told that they were going to initiate what we call planting for food and jobs, which in turn will help us be food sufficient as a country. I mean, it got to a time the sector minister, that is Efiri Akoto, could go to villages to bring food to the ministry for people to come from Bolga to come and buy just plantain. Because to him, that was the reason for the implementation of the food, planting for food and jobs. And one of your own journalists once asked him, Minister, Ghanaians are saying food prices are expensive in this country. What do you say as the sector minister? The only answer he could give to the journalist is that, food prices in this country are not expensive because my wife went to market and she came telling me that food prices are not expensive in this country. So to me, his yardstick then to justify whether food prices are expensive in this country or not is for his wife to go to the market. In fact, in 2024, Ghana was ranked highest food inflation in sub-Saharan Africa under their so-called planting for food and jobs. We were also told by President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Bawumia and the MPP that they are going to make Accra clean, with their promise that they are going to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. In fact, in 2024 again, Accra was ranked highest among cities with air pollution in the world. It tells you they failed. And in fact, in 2022-2023, World Bank gave them $350 million to dredge and make Accra clean. So we avert some of even this flooding we see. They came telling us the money that World Bank gave them to dredge and make Accra clean, they used it for budget support and COVID-19 expenses, which was a failed promise that they gave Ghanaians. Again, they told us they are going to protect the public purse, and we all know what they did with the public purse. In fact, currently, it's under NDC government that we've been able to find the public purse now that we are trying to clean it. Because considering the promise they gave Ghanaians, how they did with the public purse, they never protected it. Again, they told us they are not going to engage in corruption. In fact, under MPP that we saw hyper-corruption cases in this country. Let's take the CPI, for example, Corruption Perception Index. It was under Akufo-Addo's first year, 2017, that they recorded highest corruption in this country through the CPI. They told us they are going to build one factory, one district, one factory. In fact, that was a very good initiative that was going to create millions of jobs for the people of this country. At the end of the day, they came telling us that they never promised they were going to start the factories from scratch, but the government can align with the existing companies just to help them with their taxes and also with some funds for them to be able to expand. In fact, the One Village, One Dam was a total scam under which $12 million meant for Palugu Dam went into Dr. Bawumia that he could never accounted for, which I'm not the one saying it. In fact, he sat on one of your sisters saying that Palugu Dam is one of their flagship program under MPP government. But when you go there right now, not even a block was laid, yet $12 million belonging to the taxpayer was wasted in the process. In fact, they also told that they were not going to borrow. Under them, we saw excessive borrowing by increasing our public debt from 122 billion under NDC in 2017 when we left office to 725 billion when they were leaving office in 2024. They borrowed our heart out that we couldn't do anything in this country. Again, they promised that we're going to build Agenda 111, which was a total hoax. In fact, what I believe in is President Akufo-Addo's intention of building Agenda 111 was to give Ghanaians better healthcare in this country. But not knowing it was an avenue for them to fleece Ghanaians of their resources, because you cannot tell Ghanaians you wasted $400 million in Agenda 111, yet Not even one was completed when you were leaving office. But when you gave that promise, you told us that the agenda 111 was going to be completed in 18 months. In fact, they went to the extent of demolishing La General Hospital just because they felt the people of the people don't vote for them, just to punish them in disguise of building it for them. Yet the La General Hospital was never built. It's under NDC that recently reallocated 130 million for them to complete the agenda.
Could you let me ask you this? So our manifestos are still credible instruments of accountability, looking at what you're saying.
Your manifesto will be credible when you fulfill what you told the people that you are going to deliver when they give the opportunity. And I can go to the NDC manifesto prior to 2024 election. We told Ghanaians that the free SHS that was, sorry to say, not fit for purpose, we are going to dedicate a source of funding to make sure that the free SHS was run prudently. We've done so by allocating 4.4 billion Ghana cedis. Again, we told Ghanaians that when they give us opportunity to come into office, we are going to bring what we call free tertiary education for people with disability, which we've done so. That's a promise fulfilled. Again, we told Ghanaians that when they give us opportunity to come into office, every first year university student is not going to pay a dime at school fees. We have fulfilled that promise. Again, we told them that people who are living with NCDs, that is non-communicable disease, we are going to bring what we call Ghana Medical Transfer, which you may choose to call it Mahama Care, to take care of those illnesses which comes with heavy financial burden, which we've done so. Again, we told Ghanaians that we are going to cancel a whole lot of taxes that NPP place on them. Let's talk about e-levy. Let's talk about betting tax. Let's talk about COVID-19 tax. All these taxes were, sorry to say, nuisance that brought in all sorts of burden on the people of this country. In fact, VAT of 21.9% has now been reduced to 20%. VAT threshold of 250,000 have been increased to 750,000. It tells you when you are an SME, a small business, and in a year you don't get a turnover of 750 million. 50,000, you don't have to register for VAT. Again, we told Ghanaians that we are going to decap NHIS to make sure that every inflow that comes go directly to NHIS and also to decentralize it, which we've done so. Again, we told Ghanaians that we are going to establish what we call the Ghana Gold Board, which my boss, Lawyer Sami Jemfi, is the CEO, which under the institution of the Gold Board, we have been able to rake into the country over $10 billion from the activities of Gold Board. Again, we told Ghanaians that we are going to pay statutory payment that NPP never paid. Let's talk about Get Fund, capitation grant. NPP left a whole lot of burden, financial burden there. Now, we've allocated 9.9 billion to Get Fund, 490 million Ghana cedis to capitation grant. These are geared toward giving relief to schools to be able to engage in infrastructure projects. Okay. So campaign manifestos are always important. In fact, it's a commitment, it's a tie between you and the electorate, because they are going to base on those promises to give you that nod for you to serve them. When you come to power and you failed to deliver from your own manifesto, you give them no reason to kick you out. So that was exactly what Ghanaians did in the last election. Campaign promises are very important. Campaign manifestos are very important, but it takes a credible party that when they come to power, they will fulfill that mandate that they stipulated in that manifesto to the people that they voted for them.
All right, to the people that they voted for them, Kojo in Siena, right?
Kojo
Inshira of the NDC communication team member. Let me go to Isaac Randolph. I'm asking the same question as to whether parties be legally held accountable for the campaign promises and manifestos still visible instrument of accountability.
Very well. Good morning once again.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Thanks and good seeing you too. And then greetings to my brother Kojo Inshira. It's been a while since I saw him, but today he's looking good. And then also greetings to our viewers and then our followers. And then also to the MPP, the incoming president, our former vice president, His Excellency, Dr. Bawumia. He's having some discussions with the Cocoa about the cocoa issues with cocoa farmers, and then he will be coming out with a policy statement on that, on how NPP is going to handle the cocoa sector if we are brought back to power. And it's based on what we are also discussing here. And then once again, the most importantly, we also give thanks to God for gracing us with life. Without that, all of us wouldn't have been able to sit here. So we thank God. Now, about campaign promises. Yeah, I agree with him from the beginning that campaign promises are very important. And it's what we all put together, and then we acronym it, or we target manifesto. And for me, it is a social contract, and not just for me, but as it is, it's a social contract between any potential leader and then its members as to what, when you give me the nod, I can do and how far I can take you. Now, that being said, that also is the trust document for future claim. So like he has said, and like I will also say, it's a trust document that says that when I needed power from you, this is what I said. Now that I have power, this is what I've been able to do. So that is the reason why I want you to look me in this direction and then give me maybe another term or whatever. Now, coming back to comparing it between NPP and NDC, it's trite knowledge, and it's not debatable that since we started this Fourth Republic, because it's about the Fourth Republic we are all talking about, because that is that is what we are. That is what we have been able to gather till now. Between NDC and NPP, it is clear, and I will demonstrate it to you, that the party that has fulfilled its promises to Ghanaians is certainly the NPP, and can never be the NDC. Now, let us go back. In Rawlings's era, you can talk about rural electrification. And that is one major thing that you can talk about with President Rawlings. He did road, he did everything, but the major thing was rural electrification. Taking electricity to the rural areas, even where electricity couldn't get there. Poles and other things were there so that when the time reaches, this wiring and other things could be done. So that is what you can. Now, let's come back first to 2021 to 2029 under NPP President Kufuor. President Kufuor brought free maternal, things that were not there. You understand? So in promises, everybody does road, everybody does, but you can also do road, and then that road is a different thing, then you can talk about it. So things that were not there, that after NPP, those things were there. Those are the things that we'll talk about. And from 2021 to 2029, free maternal care, free school feeding, NHIS, banking reforms that brought competition to the banking sector, that gave access to, previously you wouldn't have a bank chasing you for loans, but we're all here that before President Kufuor left, there was that issue in this country. Now, capitation grants, LEAP and Metro Transit, oil discovery in commercial quantity. These are just a few, and we're all here. That when I mentioned oil discovery in commercial quantity, he was laughing, but that is it. Look, we're all here in Parliament when NPP presented the findings, and then may her soul rest in peace. Ama Benyuado said that meaning that it is not oil that NPP has found, but it's coconut oil. So we're all here. Capitation grant wasn't there before NPP came. LEAP wasn't there before NPP came. Metro Mass Transit wasn't there before NPP came. The banking reform that attracted competition was done by the NPP under President Kufuor. NHIS wasn't there before Kufuor. Free feeding wasn't there before Kufuor. Free maternal, to mention a few, wasn't there before Kufuor. Let any NDC member tell me these things that I have listed, what they also did that wasn't there. Now, what brought NDC to power under President Mills? President Mills gave us just two promises. Just two promises. One is that he is going to do one-time premium for national health insurance, meaning that you will pay only one time. You see that every year we renew. President Mills said when he gets the nod in 2028 December, he will let Ghanaians do only one-time premium. So it is for a lifetime. You pay once, you will not pay any premium again. When he won power, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Now, the second promise was that MPP was corrupt with what even they did to gain power. And they listed the 17 MPP aspirants. They listed every name and they attached monies that they have stolen. The oral that they did, it was a rehash, it was a promise of what has happened in 2008. Those who weren't in the political discourse will not remember. But in 2008, they said the 17 MPP aspirants, that is where their chairman now said, Akronfo Dunsong, that 17 thieves, that they have stolen money. They said President Kufuor has sold our gold reserves, and that when they come, they will take it for Ghana. These are the things. So, in the era of President Mills, this is what, and this none didn't happen. President Mahama came. What did we saw? What did we see? We saw Dumso in President Mahama's time. President Mahama is the first president that gave us a backlog of non-posting nurses. A backlog from 2023 to he left office. They never posted any nurses. That is what they left us. They left us Dumso. MPP came.
2013 or 2020.
No, they left office in 2017 January. So from 2013 to 2017. I understand. No problem. 2013 to 2017. They left us backlog of nurses. And even when they were leaving, teachers had worked for 2 years. President Mahama signed a contract with them that out of the 24 months, he can pay only 3 months. It took Nana Addo to come and reverse it. Now let us come to 2017 to 2025 January. What wasn't there that MPP brought? Free SHS, TVET, STEM. When President, I even forgot to mention the Eurojet hospitals. 8 hospitals that President Kufuor brought. When NDC was leaving power, they had not completed one. They had not completed one. It took Akufo-Addo to come and complete, I think, 4 or 5 of it. The Eurojet projects. 1 district, 1 factory. And he mentioned 1 district, 1 factory. And when the NDC, they are not even ashamed. 1 district, 1 factory. Let your producer check. 1 district, 1 factory. And what they said that had been bequeathed to them during the transitional report. 156 factories were completed. 156 factories were completed. Some were startup factories that were started from the ground. Some were factories that people didn't have capital in it. They applied and then the capital was injected into it. Now, let's assume that this 156 factories, and then there were 140 or something under construction. Let's assume that this 156 factories, every factory, direct and indirect, gave 100 employment. Multiply it by 156. When NDC came, in their first budget, what did they do? They just took the 1 district, 1 factory away. They said they will not invest in it. Meanwhile, you were talking about 3 shifts, giving people job. So which factory were you going to give them the jobs? If you had completed what was left, and you have even employed, let's say 100 people, MPP employed 100 people, your 3 shifts will add 200 to every factory. So instead of 100, you will employ 300. Wouldn't you be adding to the employment basket? But you put it away. Now, road networks, flyovers, they are here, and I can mention all. When NDC came to power, their flagship program was 24-hour economy. And they said they have set a clock. And the clock was 133. So, Yatiti said by his boss, Sami Gimfi, Yatiti will work from, I said that time, 8, Hello? 8. Yatiti will work from 8 to 2. Then Captain Smart will work from 2 to 8. Then the cameraman will work from 8 to midnight. Today, let them tell me, 1.5 years in government. Even now they are building, when they were giving us the promise, did any Ghanaian hear the NDC say they will build markets as 24 hours? as their 24-hour economy. Today, they are walking around and saying they are going to build markets. The market that they are building, who is going to sell? So this shed, the one who sell cassava, will sell cassava from morning to the afternoon, and then he will pack his belongings and then go. And then another shift will come and sell their cassava from the afternoon to evening. And then the other will come and sell their cassava. So three cassava sellers in one booth. This is the joke that NDC has taken us to. When we talk about political promises, nobody, I have listed to you, nobody in terms of NDC and MPP, the NDC does not come close to the MPP. And we can all check. This is so when it comes to political, he was talking about Mahama case. We were here. And political promises also comes with integrity. We were here. President Mahama said that what? People that are in office and they are building infrastructures and they are naming it because a statue had been built for Akufo-Addo. He came to power and then he is copying Obamacare and naming taking health insurance, a part of health insurance, and naming it Mahama case. This is just a government that does not know its left from its right, and we are all witnesses to what is happening. He was talking about, look, taxes. Now, let's see. NDC took some taxes out. NDC introduced 15% value-added tax on non-life insurance. You introduce 15%. Plastic products. You introduce 7% tax on plastic products. Special import levy. A 2% levy applied to the cost, insurance, and freight values of certain goods extending to banks, financial institutions, and trading. Petroleum levies. Increases and new levies on petroleum products, including the D levy that you took 1 Ghana cedi from every liter. 1 Ghana cedis from every gallon. 1 Ghana cedis. And then what? Debt repayment levy and an upward adjustment. In all, NPP took about NDC took about 4 taxes out. They have introduced 9. 9. Electricity has increased. They have increased electricity at 24%. They have increased water 19%. This is the government that says we have taken e-levy out. Recently, if not for the watchful eyes of the mighty minority, they were bringing in e-levy through the back door. Oh, can you believe it in your life that a mobile network will say that henceforth, when you are transacting money from us to your bank or from your bank to the wallet, you will pay this amount without the banks knowing it, without Bank of Ghana knowing it. It can never happen. But immediately it backfired. They said they are calling those issues back and they are making. Have you heard anything about it? You will not hear anything about it. So when it comes to political promises and fulfillment, MPP stands tall. NDC has no footing.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so he's done. You want to say something before I move?
Sure. I have some rebuttals to make. I mean,
it's a minute to do.
Yeah, it's unfortunate my brother was touting his MPP government for championing the NHIS. Of course, we all know the NHIS was started under President Rawlings, which was piloted at Damango and Dodowa. Again, President Kufuor's NHIS was just a district mutual, meaning when you are in Greater Accra, when you go to Accra, Kumasi, Kufuor's NHIS do not cover you, which was the NHIS Act 650-2003. It was under Mills and Mahama in 2012 that we brought the NHIS 852 to make it nationwide. So President Kufuor never started free NHIS. It was piloted and started under President Rawlings. Again, he was talking about President Kufuor championing banking sector cleanup. Yet Akufo-Addo and Bawumia came to collapse 9 banks. 9 banks, which created unemployment of 850,000 Ghanaians. We are here talking about banking sector cleanup. And he mentioned about Erojet project. I think my brother, you should read more about the Erojet project, because yes, Kufuor started championing it, but he never got a dime as a financial backbone. It was in 2012 that we got financial support from Barclays Absa. consortium to champion the Eurojet project. So MPP never got a dime as a financial support for the Eurojet project. He was talking about Dumsor. You, MPP member, mentioning Dumsor, that President Mahama came and Dumsor came. In fact, when President Kufuor was in power and Dumsor came, what did he do? He sent pastors to go to Akosombo Dam to pray because, according to their logic, it was a spiritual problem. When that failed, they went to China to bring toy generated, which never worked. In fact, under President Mahama that Dumsor came, he stood before Parliament, told the whole country that this is the problem my government is confronted with, and I, as your president, am going to take the necessary steps to solve Dumsor. And in fact, in 2016, 2017, before NDC left power, Dumsor was solved, which is why Dr. Bawumia said President Mahama do not deserve credit for solving Dumsor. How did we solve Dumsor? We bring the same power that we build the 1 billion at Tribal Gas, which is saving Ghanaians $3 million every year. We bring the Amerideal, which under Boache Jaku and Kufuor, they wanted to freeze Ghanaians off over $800 million when they were trying to renegotiate it. We brought a lot of power budgets to solve Dumsor. In fact, in their 8 years of office that they claim they gave Ghanaians power, they should tell us one investment they did in the energy sector. In fact, ESLA that they came to meet Dr. Bawumia in 2017, April, changed it to ESLA PLC to take loans and squander the money, leaving energy sector debt over 80 billion when they were leaving office in 2024. You mess up an institution, NDC trying to revive it by bringing the 1 cedi D-levy, and you are not talking about it. In fact, I can proudly tell you that the 1 cedi D-levy that we brought, we've been able to pay 1.7 billion from the 1 cedi D-levy to the energy sector. Tell us what you did with the ESLA that you met. You squandered the money. For when you come to try to work about political party that respect the people of Ghana, respect the voters, you cannot compare yourself to the NDC. He was talking about job creation. In fact, MPP in 2017, when they came into office, our national unemployment rate was what, 8.4. They claimed they were going to create jobs. When they were leaving office in 2024, unemployment rose to 13.6. In fact, Dr. Bawumia told us that they are bringing e-levy, and when they bring e-levy, the e-levy is going to create 11 million jobs. Did the e-levy create that jobs? Did you see the impact of e-levy in job creation in this country? No. They use the backdoor to bring what you call NABCO. At the end of the day, just 700 cedis you are paying graduates, you fail to pay them. Up to now, you are only graduates, NABCO workers, and you are here talking about job creation. You should tell us your contribution to the job side in this country by your government. None. The only thing you could do was to fleece Ghanaians the little available resource they entrusted in your disposal, to use it to give them some form of relief. In fact, under you, that a lot of Ghanaians died through DDEP. I mean, when our mothers and fathers were growing up, they realized there was something called future. So they did what? They saved for that impending future. Because of your recklessness and your borrowing attitude, you took their money without paying back. And whenever I mention DDEP, I remember Penny Ejekum, Kama Industry CEO. The man died, such a prominent man died because your MPP government, because how wicked they were, took his pension money. And the man died. You are here talking about job creation. You are here talking about job creation. Your government did nothing in the electricity center. Your government did nothing in job creation. Your government did nothing to make sure that the people that gave them that mandate has some form of leave. So you shouldn't come and sit here to tout your government, knowing fully well that you failed woefully as a government, which is why an economy of B+ you took from NDC in 2017 before you left office. Your government rendered this country into a junk economy to the point that we could never go to the international market to borrow because you borrowed our hearts out. So you shouldn't come here and tout your party because you did nothing to make sure that the ordinary Ghanaian that voted, that gave you that mandate, has some form of relief in their daily lives.
Oh. All right, so back to you.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. It's about fact. It's not about emotions. Look, the World Bank, we're all in Ghana, and Joy went to the World Bank. And the World Bank director told us that the energy take or pay projects that the NDC took us into it cost Ghana $500 million every month. Now, when President Mahama, their president, was reading the SONA, his first SONA, he said the energy sector debt. Now you are talking about billions, and he said the energy sector debt that he has, it has been bequeathed to him is 2.5 billion. When MPP go to 20 before Nana took over, it was 2.5 billion. We managed the energy. We were not in dupes. Even in COVID, we were giving Ghanaians light. Even in COVID, Ghanaians were getting light. They were not even paying for it. Even in COVID, we were giving, the MPP was giving Ghanaians water. They were not paying for it. You, today, you are here. Even in COVID, MPP paid teachers. For 1 full year, teachers were not working. Today, everything is going on. The ports are opened. Everything is going on. Yet you cannot pay teachers. Even the monies that you owe teachers, you have restructured 4 months to pay teachers. They don't trust you, so they are not agreeing to that. Now, he talked about health insurance, something that, and he said, what? Health insurance. I'm reading. The National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, in Ghana was introduced and passed into law in 2003, Act 650. He mentioned Act 650, and then he twisted it. You said what? You didn't say 2023, 2003.
I said 2003. That was before brought the Act 650.
And then what happened?
And in 2012,
before I go on, so that I can expose you
in
with the
2012, we brought Act 852 to make it nationwide.
Okay, thank you. We are here. Just listen. Ghana was health insurance in Ghana was introduced and passed into law in 2003, Act 650, and subsequently rolled out in 2024 to replace the out-of-pocket cash and carry health system. This is it.
That from
in 2024. We were all here, and if you remember, when we were passing the national health insurance, they walked out. They staged the walkout. What he was saying, the pilot, NDC never. Look, President Rawlings, may his soul rest in peace, never piloted. The piloted one that was done by the Catholic Church. It was the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church issued a communique when you were saying these things, that it was them who did it. You cannot come and take something credit for what you didn't do. Now, going on, said 2023, the National Health Insurance was officially established by an act under the administration of President Kufuor, 2004. The scheme was formally launched and began operations. Now, listen to 2012. It said 2012. The scheme was restructured under a new law, 852, to consolidate operations and improve transparency. When you consolidate operations and improve transparency, doesn't mean you did it nationwide. And you are telling Ghanaians that before 2012, health insurance wasn't nationwide. What are you saying? What are you saying? And you have the courage to look into the camera and tell Ghanaians that you did health insurance. Now, about the energy sector debt. And then I've also, he was talking about, look, it was under NDC, that cholera, under President Mahama, that cholera killed people in Ghana. Cholera, it was under President Mahama. It was under President Mahama. It was under MPP, that pregnant women. We saw increase in the death of pregnant women when they went to give birth. Under free maternal care. Under free maternal care. Now, you go to the hospitals on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you will see the number of people that are there under free maternal care. Even this free SHS, they came, and then the operator, when they were changing the operator, go to Lekma here, now Nungwa Polyclinic, and go and see the chaos that it created there. So when we talk about these issues, about national health insurance, about debt, he was talking about, and you are happy to talk about the banking cleanup. Look, today, they said they have restored Indum's banking, and then they are all over happy. Ghanaians, we forget easily. Look, before the banking cleanup, Indum's bank under NDC was demoted from a bank to savings and loans. Under NDC, Indum's bank, the GN bank, was demoted from a bank to a savings and loans under NDC. During the court, in the court processes, Indum and his affiliates accepted that monies that were given to them by the NDC government to put it into the banking after squandering depositors' money. They used that money to purchase companies outside Ghana. Today, you have come. It wasn't something that somebody forced them. they themselves with court documents. And we're happy. We were here. Piram, I don't know the age of some people, but Piram, we were all here. When Piram, in 95 or so, took depositors' money, ran away with it, you wanted NPP to have done that. What NPP did, nobody lost his money at the bank. We consolidated the banks, and today look at the consolidated bank. This man, I think, and Danny also, he was the boss of Stanbic Bank. He told us what this cleanup exercise had done to the bank, the good that it had done to the bank. Now, if people did wrong, you are in power. If say people squandered money, they squandered this, they squandered this. What have you done about it? Nothing, because those things were just said to win power and nothing more. So when we come to promises and fulfillment of it, like I've said, I didn't just say I have listed the things that NPP did. Let him also give us a list of what NDC did. What wasn't there when NDC came? And then we also talk about what was it there when NPP came. So this is it. This is just it. So to go up and down, left, right, NPP fulfills its political promises much more than any other party in the history of Ghana.
All right, any other party in the history of Ghana? 05371568 is the number you should know. So give us a call. 30 seconds. When you call 60 seconds, make your point. Make sure that your TV volume is down. You're muted. You talk on the phone. You talk on the phone, not the app. All right.
It's shameful. My brother is here touting Consolidated Bank instead of them to invest just 9 billion in reviving this bank to make sure that Ghanaians retain their jobs. They wasted over 30 billion to collapse this bank and merge them into a consolidated bank. Before 2024, when they were leaving office, Consolidated Bank was in debt of over 10 billion. You should check his phone. That is touting Consolidated Bank, a bank that was instituted less than 2 years, was only over 10 billion compared to this 9 banks, their lifetime operation of debt of just 9 billion. You are here touting Consolidated Bank. In fact, listen, MPP knows nothing about NHIS. I still maintain, I don't know where you got that document you read from. Listen, NHIS was piloted under President Wallace, and Kufuor came to just make it district mutual, which NDC came to expand it, making it nationwide. He was just pretending, telling Ghanaians that NDC will introduce was 9 taxes. I can give you 40 taxes right now that MPP in their 8 years introduced. Let me mention taxes. Let me mention it to you. Cross check. 1, they gave 3% VAT rates. 2, 5% increase in VAT. 3, 25% increase in corporate tax. 4, 2% special import levy, 5, 1% COVID levy, and 3% VAT, making it 4%. 6, 5% fiscal stabilization levy. 7, 5% financial sector cleanup levy. After closing the bank, this is the tax they brought on Ghanaians. 8, 20 pesos levy on a liter of petrol and diesel. 10, 1% e-levy. 11, 10% sanitation, that is Bola levy. 12, 18 pesos levy on LPG. 14, 2.5% increase in tax. 15, 50% increase in core tax. 16, 30% increase in the energy sector levy, that is ESLA. 17, 11% increase in special petroleum tax. 18, 200% increase in post margin. Okay. 19, 20, 40%
increase in boss margin. It's a tax.
200%, not 20%.
But 200% increase in boss margin.
Yes,
it's a tax.
Boss margin. Hold on. Again, 40% increase in price stabilization.
Oh God of Israel.
21, 36% increase in unified petroleum price fund. A lot. I can go there and go. Just like I give you 40 taxes introduced by the NPP government.
You are in Ghana.
These taxes you are saying.
But what is your evidence? What is your evidence? What evidence have you given us? No. What evidence have you given us?
Right. I thought I'm on the floor.
No.
I thought I'm on the floor.
No.
I'm on the floor.
No. You started first, so you cannot end. So if you started, then it means I should end.
You are not the moderator.
I understand. But if he started, then I should end.
What I'm saying is,
so I understand.
NPP and NDC, if you look at the political party, when they come into office, they embedded taxes on Ghanaians.
All right.
It's the NPP government.
Let me go for a quick break. We'll return and then we continue with the conversation. All right, so welcome back from that quick break. Gone back to, but
yeah, honestly, I don't know the motivation of the NDC. I'm saying it on record
that before MPP came out to do the banking sector cleanup, President Mahama gave the banks money when they had gone into that same hole. And what did they do with the money? And that is what went to court. These are official court documents that people are saying that, yes, the monies that were given to us for us to invest into the bank and keep it as depositors' money, we use those money to purchase properties. We use those money to give loans to our board of directors. And the NDC has no issue about that. They are rather against the one who came out to put all those banks together and then to make sure that they recover some of the money. I don't know your motivation. Do you love this country, or it is only about your propaganda issues? That people on their own volition says that, yes, oh, you have two companies. And those companies, you give me money for me to go and buy milk, for me to go and buy this. And then I spend the money. And then you say, because you have employed two people at the shop, so you are coming to put in money again. Who does that? Will you do that with your private company? If the Bank of Ghana, if the banks were your private company, will you put money that people that you have entrusted them to work for you have taken that money and they have confessed at court under oath. What is your motivation? Do you love Ghana? And you are rather against the one who came and then cleaned up all these things, and you say he used money to clean up. What should he use to clean up? And today our banks are stronger than previous, and you are not happy with it.
My brother,
because you had propaganda mileage from it.
For the motivation for the collapse of those banks is what? For Kenny Ofori-Attah's data bank.
Well, I see.
To take the headline in the banking sector.
What did Kenny Ofori-Attah's data bank benefit? What did Kenny Ofori-Attah's
business?
Young man, can I hold it? Gentlemen, hold it. Hello, good morning. Just hold it. Good morning. 60 seconds, Yanko. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Bacho within AB 60 seconds. Yanko Yetio. Yeton Kapa Yanko. All right, thank you very much, AB, from joining us this morning, Akwetia morning. And be a sorry, Jumedie, so papa, and Nadia, hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Pacho, within the baby of Refi. Samuel Abeka, 60 seconds, Yanko.
I was a people because I did not person with me. We didn't know what anything you're looking at. Excuse me, maybe you was your pen, your family, you might like mobile, what you say, you work 13 years, one or more. because free, NHS health insurance is the kind of nothing health insurance empty Accra and Eastern region. But under NBC at Amos, John Mama, Bresso, which means health insurance, Echo North, LPTA, bank clinic, most bank clinic. If we are bank clinic, then they buy it. Some way haircut. I'm age in Copo, pension. It is almost a my map. It is a whole casa, from what. Now, we are in this country, we saw everything. And I guarantee we saw everything. On my day, I would say, I'm on para NDP. Now, for party, I didn't not reaching out the club or thing, actual to Emma or man for India. But if you come to train, I will say, this is the only name. NPP, the only name, I didn't we are. Man, you have to come up. The next the only class, the only finds the only to educate that I'm parallel actually you. Because what's my new? It's not about the sofa. It's the fitness now. You drink it actually. When I come parallel and ready, not more parallel only zero. Only step in public to ranger and program.
Yes, Darcy from Abeka, Zofra, 60 seconds now. 053-715-8638. I can do 1-2 calls. Then I come to my gentlemen in the studio. They do 1 minute. I do my. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
The bachelor, your name? Abdella Tichiman so 60 seconds, Yanko.
And say, Omo Casa, NPP will say, Mamma, dear, good idea, you do so. And I say, on the dynamic cassette, person Omo also, to Momo, a time and case on which to Mama and to. We buy our day of no woman, no, you did this, to come on, time and case on which to. It's only a man. Who says, or can? Mampanino Tikai. What he measure was what he adding to and by every UP at a time. President welcome was here only 360 and the town only before the only 360. Taking 560 and by and president of tissue what 3,900. It is that Nippon one of them a license 3,950. Now, what you want to do is the moment you want to do so, come on, for you push out for time, a Mamma by a very like to be a man of push away, you know, who have been for a song of Canada. And I'm okay, Diana, and they must start teaching the town who won't do so.
All right. Abdella si form ni enko ne kra na san Abdella ne kra na san umre na emre
enya mana o kan NPP for by and what here no me go money and program of right cast yeah o mo ya tisi se an ba yi say ya for fire iti me da mas.
All right, yeah, that's a very good morning. Let me go to my people in the studio. I started with Inshira. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Joe. 60 seconds. Let's go. Press with time.
Thank you very much. I think I'd like to thank your panelists. To start with, I think when it comes to campaign promises, for me, my assessment, I would say that NDP stands tall. Because if you look at Mohammed's promises, you see, Muhammad has a 4-year mandate before you can give him fair assessment. So the NDP man was talking about 24-hour economy. Wait. We are assessing the number because he spent 8 years and left, and the promises he made, he never fulfilled them. So wait until Muhammad gets his 4th year when he reaches power, and that's what he's not able to do. That is why you have the opportunity to criticize. But once Muhammad is in power, Muhammad just spent 1.5 years So please, Nanado came with a lot of promise. And I'll tell the NPP that while Ghanaians rejected Nanado NPP outrightly, it's about the national cathedral. Somebody made a promise with his creator. Nobody fought Nanado to promise God that he wanted to build a national cathedral to honor God. But at the end, what did happen? They used that opportunity to steal money. Nanado was in power when he was trying with high-class fight, which is safety.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe.
The NPP man said NDC never brought something. I would like to mention that NDC bought bags. No government bought back in this country. NDC bought back. NDC bought travel. NDC bought national non-formal education. He was telling the NDC from Kenya to mention to him that NDC bought. NDC bought back. That is helping the economy. NDC introduced it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. I think that happens to be my friend. I started with Kojo. Let me end 1 minute, 60 seconds with you. Let me end this with you. Right.
We most of our times have centered on natural health insurance, and I think that maybe you should let your producer check, because this is a national. This is a national platform. That
Kufuor never started
for the national health insurance. Even when we were passing the law at Parliament, NDC walked out.
It was never true.
And this, I am telling you on record.
Now, I give you 1993 health insurance.
Allowing me as only 60 seconds because I need to go
now,
and press.
About Poalugu, they continue to tell this lie, continuous lie that Bawumia. Now, their own energy minister, John Jinapo, said this also during opposition. When John Jinapo went to park, and Abno Sasari asked him that how much money did MPP pay to the contractor? Jinapo looked into the camera and then said that pay his checks. MPP did not pay anything to any contractor. Still, NDC talks about Poalugu. It is because the public has accepted NDC's lies and their propagandas. And for that reason, they don't care. They will say anything to you because they know that you, because for NDC to say that we will give you a kokon kitin, it is good. Sanitary pad is good, but free SHS is bad. And for Ghanaians to buy into it, this is what the NDC will continue to say. So let Ghanaians wise up and say that we are not going to take just any promise. We are going to look at the quality of the promise that you are giving to us and the effect and impact the promise is giving to us.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Let me take 60 seconds of your time.
It is never true that the energy minister stood on any platform to say that $12 million was not wasted in the Poalugu Dam. The energy minister wrote on his Facebook wall that he never said that at the park meeting. In fact, he said that
the video is there.
Listen. Between MPP and NDC, you cannot equate our delivery mandate, telling Ghanaians that we have been able to do this for you in our time of office. You can never compare MPP's achievement
even when there is no
to that of NDC.
We pay teachers who start for 1 year.
You are talking about COVID. When you got billions of dollars from COVID, that you are not in regional chairs.
So that is the money
1 billion.
So that is the money we used to pay.
You never paid electricity for anybody. What you did was a lifeline payment. That is people who are using one bob. One bob. That was a lifeline people that you paid for them.
All right.
They paid after.
Kwesi, if you've used your sister to do banter, that's fine. Let me do my. It says, good morning. If the striking doctors and nurses refuses to go back to work as instructed by the suspended CEO of CAT, they shouldn't be paid for coming month, period. And this one is coming from, he said, you can't disobey your appointing authority and expected to be at post at all. Truth be told for once. Didn't the CEO knew the president asked hospitals not to turn away emergency cases? So why the hesitation of his comment? And this one says, when MPP was living, power inflation was 23%. The cedi was 14 cedi to $1. A liter of fuel was 14 cedis, 20 pesos. Today, inflation is 3 cedis. $1 is 11 cedis, but fuel is 15.2 per liter. Ionic, isn't it? Abampapa, Ayuba Osman, Mamprus Line, Tichuman Bono. Well, so this is where time will allow us to come your way with today. But just before we go, let me say a happy birthday. Let me wish happy birthday to one person, and this one is from Mamle. Wait, let me wish. Let me do my birthday and go from Mamle. It says a happy birthday to Hamdi. It says God bless you and keep you, my love. It's from Dina Mamle Saki to Hamdi. Happy birthday. God bless you and keep you, my love. And that's happened to be my last pronounce for the morning. I want to say a big thank you to our viewers, to our listeners. I want to say a big thank you to you, Kojo Inshira of the NDC, and I want to say a very thank you to Isaac Randolph for joining us this morning on the morning.
It's only in my house.
I salute all of you. Have a good morning.